everyone, it's Brittany here with Ahuanari Experience, and today I kind of wanted to go over what all we do down here at our butterfly garden at Ahuanari Experience. So obviously we do butterfly conservation. That is, pretty obvious, apparent to our logo and a lot of our videos on social media as to what we do here. But we really do so much more than just butterfly conservation. Butterfly conservation is incredibly important, so I'm not trying to discredit that or lessen that in any way, because it is really, really important. Without butterflies, we wouldn't have the produce that we eat, we wouldn't have the trees that produce the air that we breathe, so that is incredibly important. But other important things that we do down here are less butterfly conservation-y and more just educating in general the locals that live down here. So down here, science isn't really taught a whole lot. So the scientific method is not really a thing, at least not that they know of. So something like counting how many butterflies emerge and hatch every day and recording different observations that our workers see down here at our garden. That's all really important, groundbreaking work that we are teaching to the locals. And it's not just locals that are like Alex's age. Alex just turned 27. It's the older locals as well. So trying to teach older generations and just multiple generations that have been doing the same thing for, again, generations, that is something that's really important. So again, teaching the scientific method and data collection and observation, all really important skills for people to have. Another really important skill is being able to talk to tourists, to outsiders, to people that really probably have nothing or not a lot of common experiences as somebody that was born and raised down here in the jungle. So being able to connect to tourists and inspire that love and conservation is, again, another really important aspect that we are teaching down here. Drama, theater, debate, not a concept down here, not a thing. They don't do that in school. So being able to, again, stand up in front of 30 people and talk about a topic such as butterflies and their, metamorphosis and everything, that again that's a skill, and it is something that has to kind of be taught, and that confidence building. Then throw in the fact that most tourists are going to sit there with a video camera and film you the entire time you're speaking, which again, that is a matter of getting used to and getting comfortable with that sort of interaction with people. Then throw in the fact that tourists have questions. So as you're doing your montage of, these eggs are going to be different colors, blah, 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 blah. Question. Okay, they're asking you a question. You have to be able to answer that question and then also circle back to what you were originally speaking about. So those are all really important skills that are part of being down here at the butterfly garden. Another really important thing is realizing that all plants matter. All sorts of different plant matter matters. All wildlife matters. Still kind of struggling myself to figure out what the purpose of a mosquito is, but that's besides the point. But all wildlife, all flora and fauna, they have a purpose. That is part of the grand scheme of things, the grand circle of life. So yes, a lot of the locals know, oh, this is the tree I use for my house, or this is a tree for medicinal purposes, or whatever the case may be. But they don't necessarily stop to think about the plant matter that they themselves don't necessarily have a purpose for. But other wildlife, butterflies included, might be a purpose for it. That might be the sole host plant for that butterfly species. So it's not going to do anybody any good just to get rid of all of it because we're looking at it as a weed. No, no, no. So just having them simply observe and, again, pay attention to their surroundings like that is really important. Also, we've talked a lot about you know, there's not really a trash system down here. And it's not healthy for them or the environment to just throw away their plastic in the river or burn their plastic. Not healthy at all. So again, trying to educate people without totally discrediting their way of life is a very delicate, challenging process, especially when it is coming from an outsider. So being able to successfully do that is amazing. It's phenomenal. And also then being able to educate and inspire them enough, not just in, don't, improperly dispose of your plastic, let's recycle it and all of that. Let's go out and actually hunt and collect this plastic. Let's pull it out of the rivers, and we'll actually properly dispose of it. Like, that is just amazing progress right there. Like, I cannot applaud the locals down here in Los Palmas enough. Like, that is just truly makes my heart happy to see that. So that's really good. But also reversing cultural fears. So down here, I'm sure you guys have probably seen the video of Alex and one of the other gentlemen that lives down here rescuing an anaconda. So down here, snakes are like taboo. That is like you don't mess with snakes at all. They're basically bad. They're evil. Culturally, they just are not respected at all. So being able to talk to the locals and educate the locals that, snakes are not bad. Yes, okay, there are some of them that are venomous and poisonous, and those ones you do want to be careful around and avoid because you don't want to get bitten. But you have to have respect for the wildlife around you. And if you respect them, they then in turn will, basically respect you. They're going to do what they were designed and made to do. And as a whole, we as people will benefit. So educating them and then seeing that education and inspiration transform into actually them taking the initiative to rescue a snake is just, again, I applaud them 100%. Again, it does my heart so good and happy to see that at work, like so quickly. It is, when I first came down here, I was thinking, okay, it's going to take generations and generations and generations to truly be able to see our conservation message at work. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take years. But to see this happening in just the short time that I've been down here, again, is just, I'm so happy to see that. So yeah, doing that down here it's much more than just butterfly conservation. And when you come to visit Ahuanari Experience and you're supporting us by being tourists here at our facility, you are reinforcing that message that we are trying to teach to all the locals as well as other tourists that come down here as well. So again, by coming, you are reinforcing that message that conservation and respecting wildlife and the place that you come from truly is important. We can't just pollute it, especially when you're a culture that relies on your environment to survive, because you don't just have, a grocery store that you can go to or a Home Depot where you can just go and buy, all your hardware and stuff. So I think I'll probably do a part 2 of this video because I'm running out of time and I still have lots more to say. So stay tuned for part 2. Bye for now.